Shalom, shalom. I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, this brother Aliyah, right? New Wine Congregation of Israel, right? So, we about to get into it, man. The last days, end time prophecy, man. And we're going to go straight into it. Shalom, shalom. Everybody hopping on. So, we're going to go straight into it. So, let's go to this right here. Let's share my screen. Bear with me. All right, there we go. Let's get to it. Go to the book of Revelation, chapter 19. Right, the classic precepts. Revelation 19:10. It says, "And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony, right, of Yahushua, worship Yahweh. For the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy." So the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy. So we as Israelites and followers of Yahushua, right, we got to hop into prophecy. He said the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy, right? So let's get into this, man. Let's get into this end times thing, man. There's a lot of things kicking off, right? Let me pull up this tab. Let's get to it. All right. So boom. All right. Let's get straight to it. Let's see. All right. Let's start off right here. We're gonna hop straight into it. Okay. Hold on, bro. I don't know what that's about. But it says U.S. and allies. Hold on. So it says U.S. and allies say North Korean hackers are stealing military secrets, right? So it says North Korean hackers have conducted a global cyber espionage campaign in efforts to steal classified military secrets to support Pyongyang's, or how to pronounce his name, banned nuclear weapons program. The United States, Britain, and South Korea said in a joint adversary on Thursday. So what you got going on is you got North Korea, right? They basically done had this place. We're trying to get they're trying to get information on nuclear things, right? It says the hackers dubbed Indra APT 45 by cybersecurity researchers at Arbeli. Hold on, let's jump down. Okay. It says the cyber unit has targeted or breached computer systems at a broad variety of defense or engineering firms, including manufacturers of tanks, submarines, naval vessels, fighter aircraft, and missile and radar systems. The advisory said. So what you have, these are different acts of war, right? So when you think about this, in 2024, right, war is not the same thing as war used to be back in the 1900s and 1800s. Now, you can do it at the war of the hacking, right? Cybersecurity, right? Hacking someone's security, right? That's an act of war, right? So this is North Korea. This is North Korea is doing to the United States, South Korea, and Britain, and all these places, right? Now, it says victims in the U.S. have also included the National Aeronautics and Space, NASA, Randolph Air Force Base in Texas, and Robins Air Force Base in Georgia, right? So these people, it's going crazy. It says, hold on, it's even more stuff. It says internationally isolated North Korea, known formerly as the Democratic Republic of Korea, has a long history of using covert hacking teams to steal sensitive military information. To fund their operation, that the hackers use ransomware to target U.S. hospitals and healthcare companies, U.S. Officials allege, right? So they messing with hospitals, They messing with healthcare. I mean, it's a lot going on, right? So, but basically, we have here is North Korea, right? They kind of getting things stirred up, right? Hold on. You hear me, King? Salon, can you hear me?
So, King, yeah, the link, man. I don't know why I was putting it in, copying and
Uh-huh.
pasting, and then they kept changing the link code.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. But all praise
So,
most high that is working now though.
gone.
So again, you know what I'm saying? You got North Korea, they kind of putting their foot in some crazy waters right now, right? And one would say, well, how does these things relate to prophecy? All these things are a part of these nations, right? Now in 2024, these nations, they're making their military moves, right? It's a war strategy. You know what I mean? If I'm about to go to war with somebody, you got to have information. Back then, when we had like our forefathers, what they did, they sent they like Joshua, he sent spies. He sent spies to Jericho to spy out the land, right? Before they took Jericho down, they had to spy out the land first, right? And just like that, right? These nations, they doing the same thing, they had the same tactics. It's just different. Instead of sending people, now they sending that. Now they just hacking on computers. They ain't gotta send people. They just hack you, right? So before they make an actual active war, they gotta send their spies out, right? Just like it's nothing new under the sun. It just going about it a different way. But the same thing how our forefathers spied out land before they came and took over and conquered it. It's the same thing, right? But let's go to the classic precept. You know, it says, we're gonna go to Matthew 24:7. It says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom." So we also gotta remember before they get to the point of actual all-out war, there's different things that has to play out, right? And one of those things that has to play out, right? And now in the war scene now, in the present right now, and they gotta get in some. They gotta have some hacking. They got different things. They might have spies. They might have sleeper cells. There's all kind of things that's involved right on the war scene. So boom, we gonna leave that where that's at. All right, did you have some, King? Before I move on.
No. I got a topic after you get done.
Okay. Okay. All right, cool. So boom. Hold on. It's not okay. There it is. It says not you not Netanyahu, right? Ripped ceasefire activist in speech to Congress as Talib silently protests, right? So it says Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu tore into Gaza's ceasefire demonstration across the U.S. and accused Iran of funding those protests during an impassioned address to a joint session of Congress on Wednesday. I have a message for these protesters when the tyrants of Tehran who hang gaze from I didn't say that word, but y'all know what it is. Cause we gotta watch our language on here. We don't want to get flagged. But it says, you know what that is. From cranes and murder women for not covering their hair or praising, promoting, and funding you, you have officially become Iran's useful. So basically talking trash. He's talking trash, right? And he's basically coming out saying, because people they calling for a ceasefire, but he don't want to have a ceasefire. He want to continue going back to back with Gaza. He want to continue basically waging war with Gaza. So these people they're not letting up on this war. Because some people probably say, well, hey, maybe the thing in Israel, that Israel and Gaza thing, maybe they kind of died down a little bit, and they kind of like, what I'm saying, they kind of left it alone. No, that's not the case, man. This man's still trying to go to war with these people, right? So that still aligns, right, with prophecy that we talked about before, as in the nation rise against nation, right? Because it's still going on, right? It's still going on. And as time go on, you're gonna have other nations that's gonna hop into this thing, right? So we still watching, right? We still watching and observing what's going on, right? So right here, he's saying that you got people that's doing protesting, but he's like, nah, basically I'm against that, right? But let's see what it got some more here. Well, he said he addressed a nearly full House chamber, which included members of Congress and special guests like free Israeli hostages who were taken by Hamas on October 7th, and billionaire Elon Musk, among others. Right? It says among those in the chamber was Rep. Rashida Tlaib Dimik, Israel's harshest critic in the House of Representatives. Tlaib has called for Netanyahu to be arrested by International Criminal Court. Right? So now on that, now he catching hell. Right? So it's kind of like it's trouble in paradise. So basically, not only you got him, he don't want to have a ceasefire, right? And now you got one of their representatives, they calling for this man to be arrested. Right? So that and we know that those are the true people that's in the land right now. We know that, right? We know that. In the dang. Let me get a precept. Let me see that. Because that's basically, we all know that the house divided can't stand. But I want to get a precept though. Okay, hold on. It's a precept I want to get. Let me see. You have some King for while I find this precept?
Yeah, it was a quick little thing. So I don't know if anybody's seen this. This happened in the WSB Channel 2 Atlanta News. Basically, like in North Georgia, there was a small earthquake 3 hours ago.
See that?
Let me see if I can pull that up. And you don't see earthquakes in Georgia.
Let me see if I pull that up.
Okay, come on.
Yeah, I ain't never heard of a earthquake happening in Georgia. Period.
Right. That's the first time when I seen that, I was like, yeah, man, earthquakes in diverse places.
Earthquakes in diverse places.
Hey, people better realize this Bible is real. It's a real book full of prophecies.
Let's see what we got here. There it is. Wow. There's more and more evidence that this Bible is real, man. It says, I don't know if you can see it. I don't know why it's going up like that. Why it's sliding up like that.
Okay.
But here's a title that says small earthquake. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to slide. It's keep doing that. I don't know why it's doing that. But it says small earthquake reported in North Georgia early Thursday. The earthquake was reported in Georgia early Thursday morning. The earthquake happened late Wednesday morning around 10 p.m. near Eaton, according to the United States Geological Survey. Right? Eaton is just south of the Tennessee border. Right? So it says the USGS said this earthquake was 2.4 in magnitude and 9.2 kilometers in depth, according to the USGS. So basically, it was an earthquake, but you got a king for that. You had brought up, you got a king.
Yeah, because a lot of people think like it's gonna really have to, the Lord's gonna have to really show when it hits home. When I mean hits home, it happens in your area for people to really start believing in prophecy, start believing in this Bible, because people in Georgia never ever experienced no earthquake. Long as I've been alive and living, I never ever seen in the state of Georgia a earthquake, man. You know, it could happen in this area. You never know what the Lord says. It says in diverse places. It can happen in a place that like people never thought it would happen. You know?
That's right.
That's right. What you got, King?
I want to share this. I want to find it. I was gonna get this precept. Basically, that's going into, and I'm roughly paraphrasing this, but how basically the Lord is gonna set Egypt against Egypt, right? Let me see if I can find it though. But if I can't find it, I ain't gonna worry about that. I ain't gonna worry about it, but basically, dang, I don't know what's that. No, what's that? But basically, the precept was just basically saying like how the Lord He's gonna put Egypt against Egypt, and see what's going on is you have when Egypt is not only symbolic for actual Egypt, but it's symbolic for these other nations, America, and various other nations, right? So just like that, he's also taking down the Israel as we know it now, because that's the Israel now does not have the true people in the land. So being that the true people is not in the land, that place has to go down. Before the true Israelites come to that land, it has to be torn apart. It has to be broken down, right? Just like before, when Joshua, when he had to come through, he had to slay all those heathen, get those heathen out the land. That's the same thing that's got to happen to this place now, right? So what you got going on, right? When we was I'm gonna bring this out though. This preaching instead though. I'm gonna get this. This Isaiah chapter 19, and we're gonna get verse 3. We're gonna start at verse 3. It says, "In the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers." But I'm gonna harp on this right here. It says, "In the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof." Hey, the Lord is destroying the counsel of the Israeli people over there right now. Cause see, you got Benjamin Netanyahu. He's saying he want to continue going to war with Gaza. Then you got his chief representatives saying that he need to be locked up, right? So the council of Israel is getting overthrown, right? And the reason why, because the right people not in the land, right? Because the true Israelites are scattered abroad. So until we get it, until our people get in that land, it ain't gonna be catching hell every time, right? They're going to be catching hell until the people of the land get there, right? And the time is going to come where the Lord is going to remove those people out of the land, right? So now we're looking at the thing. We're looking at the council of Israel getting overthrown, right? And it says this. It says, "Surely the princes of Zoan are fools. The counsel of the wise counsels of pharaohs are become brutish." Hey man, these people, they're and that's just like over here, right? Look at the council the government of America. Not only the government of America, but the government of these different countries. All these different countries have that same perverse spirit on them, right? The Lord is putting that perverse spirit on them for them to want to go to war, want to hack other nations. Just like how you got North Korea, they hack United States. You got Russia. They going to war with Ukraine, and they also supporting Iran at the same time. Then you got Israel over here. They going to war with Gaza. Then you got Israel also saying, well, hey, no, it's Iran fault. So not only that, we're going to war with Gaza, but we're going to war with Iran. Then we got to go to war with Hezbollah. So basically, the Lord, He's turning the council of these governments, these government leaders into fools, right? They're thinking they're doing what's best for the nation, but all they're doing is call upon the destruction to this place. Because as the snowball keeps going, as it keeps rolling and rolling and rolling, and these nations get more and more involved in this war, right? And then it's gonna be time for the nuclear bang, right? And then you gotta come to the Lord. So all these different things gotta play out. So now is the time when Lord, He's putting a spirit in these nations to do the things that they're doing. Where you see all these different acts of war, or this person getting assassinated, or this nation getting bombed on. All these things is the will of the Lord. All right, but you got it, King.
That's right. You know what I'm saying? It was something I also seen earlier. it was like the GOP lawmaker talking about warning if Trump isn't reelected, it will take a civil war to save the country.
Yeah, I
You
seen
know,
that. I seen that. Look
you
at
seen
that.
that too? Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy. I
we
seen
get
that,
that.
man. So they're already saying that it's gonna be a civil war, and we already know that that's
Who said
prophecy in
that?
the Bible. I'm my fault. What you just said, King?
He said that.
Yeah, man.
I said, who said that? I
Oh, it was
forgot
a
who said
GOP lawmaker,
it.
JD Vance. JD Vance.
JB Vance.
Yeah,
But I seen that too though.
yeah, that's
Is it
wild though.
JB Vance
Yeah, JD.
or JD Vance?
Yeah, that's my fault. JD. Yeah, him right there. Yeah,
Con.
talking about Civil War.
All right. It's the same thing. All right, so I'm gonna read it. It says JD Vance is it's really bad decision for Trump official. Well, hold on. No, is that what you're talking about?
It was something about basically like a civil war.
Let me see. Let me see if I can find it though.
God.
Did you send that to me on
I think I did. I think if I did.
or let me see. A warns of Civil War. But that's crazy though.
Yeah, that is.
But that goes into the precepts that I was just reading though.
Kind.
All right, here it is. It says Team Harris hits back at rally warning of civil war if Trump loses, with bikers for Trump leading the charge. So it says, dang, it's going crazy. Hold on. Let me see if I could get this. They probably can but I don't know if you can hear it. Can you hear it?
Can I hear it? No, I don't think I can hear it. They probably can hear it, but
Wait, hold on. So what we're doing now, all this is for educational purposes. Educational purposes, our thoughts and concerns and comments, opinions on this footage, right? All right, so now when you read that, don't take that lightly. Don't take that lightly. Oh well, he just said a civil war. You see this the Edomites. She kind of like nodding her head like yeah. No, but when it says a civil war, just like that movie the movie just came out not too long ago called Civil War, with a whole right. You can't make this stuff up. But it says Vice President Kamala Harris and her team hit back at a speaker who warned of the Civil War. So we're not gonna get into what her team said or whatnot. But the point is, we've been talking about this for a long time. This election is gonna be the biggest election in decades, right? And it can very well start. It could very well start a civil war. Now, it could and it could not. But if it does, right, this goes exactly into what we're talking about. What we were just reading in the book of Isaiah chapter 19, verse 11. It says, surely the princes of Zoan are fools. The counsel and the wise counsel of Pharaoh is become brutish. How say ye unto Pharaoh? I'm jump down. It says, I'm jump down 14. It says, the Lord have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggered in his vomit. Right? So the Lord has put a perverse spirit in Babylon right now, right? And this thing is so serious. I don't know if y'all been tracking this, but you have a lot of people. For one thing, you're not gonna have these Edomites not gonna take a so-called black woman, even though she ain't even black. You know what I'm saying? But they're not gonna have that. They're not gonna have that. If you think that they're gonna let that go down, so either way, if she get in office, it's gonna be civil war. If he get in office, it's gonna be bad either way. That's the point. So a lot of people they think, oh, it's just this election, whatever, blah blah blah. But this thing is going to turn this country upside down. It's going to turn Egypt upside down, right? Because what the scripture say? Let me get it. Say it again. Say it again. Say it. I'm gonna get this precept. I'm gonna let you have a king.
God.
All right. It said this book of Mark chapter 3 verse 26. And if Satan rise against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end. Right? So Satan is against Satan. These devils gonna be added against each other. So Babylon is on its way to fall. It's already a country divided. They don't agree on the same thing. They saying this, they saying that. This country is divided. And that election is going to be the one that's going to be that last straw that break the camel's back. This is going to be the last straw. And then you're going to have that's the same thing that happened when you had what happened on the let's get it. Same thing that happened here. Civil War, United States. When did this happen? All right. So this war happened, the Civil War happened in 1860. It started in 1861, right? It started in 1861. And what you had the North against the South, right? That was going on. And so because they could not agree, because they could not come to terms, the country went to war. This same thing is about to happen again. The same thing is about, like the scripture says, there's nothing new under the sun. So the time is going to come where the Lord already putting the piece into play. So whoever wins, whether one person wins or one person loses, it's going to be a civil war. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. That's a part of Babylon falling, right? But you got it, King.
That's right. Can I get 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 15? Because a lot of people may not know that, like, yes, you know what I'm saying, all hell is gonna break loose in America. You're gonna have the so-called Edomites, you know what I'm saying, they gonna start turning, you know what I'm saying? Because our people think that Susie, Becky, Karen, they nice to me. Dale, Tom, Bill, they're nice to me. But it says in the Bible that one people's gonna rise up against another people. What is that? Race wars. And that's gonna kick off real soon in America. All you coon, Uncle Tom, Negroes that think that you want to hold hands with the white man, live with him in his neighborhood. I'm good on saying in the suburban neighborhood because I know that's where Negroes gonna get their head blown off.
Right. You ain't lying though. But it's 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 15 says, for the sword and their destruction draw nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hand.
It was the modern day sword, the gun.
Yep.
The gun. That's Esau's blessing in Genesis. Was what? The sword. The fatness of the earth. You know, you're gonna have Jake, they ain't keeping the commandments. He gonna try to kill Esau, but guess what? His gun might jam, but Esau's gun might not jam. That bam, you get killed.
I got another precept on that.
Oh no, go ahead, King. Go ahead.
This book of 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 24. And at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. There's going to be something that's going to take place. It's going to be anarchy. It's going to be people fighting here, people fighting. There's going to be pure chaos, right? It's going to be apocalyptic, as one would say, right? It says, at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. Right? And so all this is tying into each other, right? So it's going to be a time, so you got to follow what's going on. There's going to be a time period, again, where there's going to be civil war, there's going to be war, because in the end times, you're going to have war, nation rise against nation. You're going to have the pests going on. which you already got the bird flu, right? You already got the sea thing, right? We're gonna say the sea thing. That's starting to roll back, right? You got different other viruses and things that's coming out, right? Then you got the famine that's going on, right? Well, all these places where it's going to be hard for people to buy food, and things to survive, water and things like that. Not only you got that going on, you also don't have people pitted against one another. This nation itself is going to be pitted against itself because the Lord's gonna mingle a perverse spirit, right? Which He's doing right now, right? Where He's setting the nation against He's setting the nation against itself, right? So you got people that saying, okay, you got one country saying Trump 2024, you got one part of Trump, the country saying Kamala. I'm telling you, I repeat this, and I know, I just know these Edomites, these proud, it's a little group called Proud Boys too, but these proud Edomites, but they will not have a so-called black woman as their president. I'm telling you, they're not just gonna do it and everything is gonna be peaches and cream. It's not gonna happen. It's not going to happen. I'm telling you right now. If she wins, that's gonna kick it. That's gonna kick it off. I'm telling them that's gonna kick it off. I could be wrong, but I know Esau. Yeah. They not having it, right? But it says at that time, so friends fight on one against another. Because you got white people, they probably get along right now. You might have, because right now you got your Democrats and your Republicans. They might be cool, you know. So you might have somebody, oh, he's Republican, oh, he's a Democrat. They might be the best of buds. But this election is going to tear this place apart, right? It says at that time shall friends fight against one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. So you're gonna have people fighting against each other, and not like brother said with the sword. You're gonna have people with guns, bang bang, right, killing one another, right? And it says the springs of the fountain. This is how we know that it's going into the end times, right? Because it says the springs of the fountain shall stand still, in 3 hours they shall not run. What does that mean? The spring of the fountain. That's talking about wisdom. That's talking about the truth, right? Let's talk about the truth. This truth is gonna be a famine of word. That's what's gonna happen, right? Let's get a precept to match what we're talking about. When you go to 2nd Esdras 5, right? You go to 2nd Esdras 5, and you go to right. I want to say this right here. It says this 2nd Esdras 5 and 9 says, "And salt waters shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another." The same thing that's talking about in 2nd Esdras chapter 6 is saying in chapter 5, right? And it says, "Then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself in its secret chamber." Does that mean that's not saying that it's gonna that everybody's gonna become docile and nobody's gonna be wise? It's saying that it's truth. There's gonna be a famine of the word of getting this truth, of getting this word. That's what it's talking about when it says wit shall hide itself, right? And understanding withdraw itself in the secret chambers, right? It's gonna be a famine of the word. So boom, you have this going on, then you're gonna have the famine of the word. Then one will say, how we know it's gonna be, the Lord said it's gonna be a famine word. Let's go to the past precept, right? Amos. Go ahead. All right. Amos 8 and 11. It's saying the same thing it's saying the same thing, right? It says, "Behold, the days come," said the Lord God, "that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord." So when you go back to 2nd Esdras, right? And I don't know if y'all can see this. I don't know if I'm showing my screen. My bad. He said you can't hear or see now. Is it still like that?
No, your screen, I think it's just showing you. Probably got to switch.
Oh, I seen L had said it on the thing. I just want to make sure people can still hear. Okay, I'm gonna go back. I thought my screen was sharing Salaki for that, y'all. But I'm gonna show y'all again. So boom. So y'all can see what we talking about. Right? So what we just read in 2nd Esdras 5:9 says, and the salt water shall be found and is sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. Then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself in a secret chamber. Right? So you got to understand what dang man, there's so much stuff on this thing, man. Let's read up. Let's read up. But I'm gonna stay on topic first. Then I'm gonna read up. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna revisit this. So boom. So the same thing is talking about in 6. It's saying the same thing in 5, right? Which correlates with Amos chapter 8 and 11, right? Where the Lord said it's going to be a famine of word. Then not only that, the brothers of WFI just dropped a video not too long ago saying that they're trying to take their videos down, right? So it's just a matter of time. Not only just gonna be WFI, you're gonna have Sakari, they New Wine Congregation. This word ain't gonna be here. They're gonna take this stuff down. You ain't gonna better see brothers on the highways and byways. You're not gonna better get the breakdowns anymore. That time is coming. That time is coming. That's what it's saying, right? And that time is coming when you see this going on, all this friends fight against another. It says, then shall wit hide itself. So when you see all this chaos going on and that civil war, that's a wrap for the word. And even then, you don't even know when your last breath gonna be. So you got to get this word now. But there is a famine of word that's coming, right? And it correlates with the civil war and all these things going on. All these things correlate together, right? But I want to jump up to verse 8, right? Then I'm gonna go to back to chapter 6, right? But I want to jump up to verse 8. It says, there shall be confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and minstrel woman shall bring forth monsters. Right? So when we look at this, it says there shall be confusion in many places. There's a lot of confusion going on in Babylon right now, but it's gonna get worse. And it says, and the wild beasts shall change their places. You also got to watch the animals as well. Right? If you have been watching, just like in the movie Civil War. This precept right here makes me think about that movie Civil War. And you had deers in the movie. Have you ever seen the movie Civil War? You had deers, like, instead of being in the wilderness where the woods where they normally be at, they started being in the streets. They started being in people's yards. That's what it's talking about when it says the beast shall change their places. Meaning they're not going to be just in the places where they from, like in the woods, in the country. They're going to come out and they're going to be amongst people, right? In the places that they're not normally at. They're going to change their behavior. And that's what's so crazy. You've been having it on whales, been breaching up on the shores of the beaches. Like, you got deers and dang all kind of places walking around in the city of New York. Like, this stuff is actually going on. Right? I'll just pull it up. We'll pull it up. I'll pull up the one whales washing up on shore. My bad, Salakia. Whales washing up on shore. All right. So it says right here, it says, in the past 3 months, nearly 24 large whales have been washed ashore on beaches on the east coast of the U.S. The surge of strandings has experts worried about the already vulnerable species, right? So you got whales washing up on the dozens of whales. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Whales, 80 pilot whale rescue. 80 whales. 80 whales. Hold on. It says this. Let me get this. It says 80 pilot whales rescued in epic NZ stranding, but 200 more wash up on shore. Right? You had that going on, right? You had these, it's a lot going on. Right? It says as more dead whales wash up in new. Now it said, it's talking about the same thing. Oh, that's that's 2023. Let me get more. Let me get more of this. Right here. It says this is 2024. Right? It says here's what here's what the let's go to said the conservatives say is likely caused the mysterious whale deaths along the East Coast. So you have a surge of whales. And I'm not gonna read this whole article. So basically, you have a surge of whales says while 3 whales washing up on Hampton Road beaches in 3 days is unusual, it is likely indicative of a long-term trend seen along East Coast. Right. So this thing has been these things are not normal. Right. So that goes back to what we just read in Second Esdras, right? It says, "And the wild beasts shall change their places," right? And that's not just gonna be the whales just doing it, and the fishes, because the fish has been doing it as well, right? But you're gonna have other animals that's gonna be behaving like this as well, right? And all these things are signs of the times that we live in, right? But let's go back. Let's go back to 16. Let's go back to 6, right? Let's go back to 6. Right? And we're going to go to 24. And we're going to go back to 24. So when you read it says, and at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear for those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still. That's going into, we talked about that's going to the famine of word, right? In 3 hours shall they not run, right? So it's just that's symbolic for us for the certain amount of time. There's going to be a famine of word, right? And it says, whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation in the end of your world. So all these things are synonymous with the end of society as we know it now. Right? Because when you read up, you got to go up. It says, for Esau is the end of the world, as in this the world that's ending. His world is ending, right? And Jacob is the beginning of it that follow him. So as Esau's world is coming to an end, right? These are the different things that have to play out, right? So you're going to have these things going on, right? But you had some king.
Yeah. I'm gonna add on to what you were saying. Can I get Nahum chapter 1 verse 2? Can I get I'm gonna add on what you was talking about. Can I get the prophet Nahum chapter 1 verse 2?
What you said?
On my phone, you said, King.
You said what you wanted?
Nahum.
Nahum.
Yeah. How you pronounce it? I pronounce it wrong. Nahum. I'm saying no. I'm still learning to grow. But hey, because I'm gonna add on what the brother was saying, because in order for the white man's kingdom to finally fall, the Lord, yes, has to plague this place. And a lot of people that offends them, that they don't want to see America fall. They think that America's gonna keep going. You know what I'm saying? Like it roughly paraphrase 2 Peter chapter 3 and down. They think that the father fell asleep. The father never fell asleep. He's seeing all this wickedness. It's just like the days of Noah, when all this wickedness was keep growing and increasing, and then until the day that it started raining. And Noah and his family got saved. It's gonna be the same way when the elect and the remnant is gonna be saved by Yahweh Shai. What you got again?
You said Nahum 1 and 1?
You can start verse 1 and read down to verse 3.
The burden of Nineveh, the book of the vision of Nahum, the Elkoshite. God is jealous, and the Lord revengeth. The Lord revengeth in his furies. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversary, and he reserved wrath for his enemies. The Lord is slow to anger and great in power. and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord hath his way in the whirlwind and the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet.
Did you just hear that? It said the clouds are just the dust of his feet. When you got
Mm-hmm.
little old, like say if you walk outside and you got dirt at the bottom of your feet. That's what the Lord said. He said the clouds are just the dust of his feet, man. So you got to think about this. The Most High is nothing to play with, man. Yes, he is a father. He is, you know what I'm saying, loving and forgiving, but he also, you know what I'm saying, he going to take vengeance on his adversaries. Roughly paraphrasing Psalms 83. You know, Esau, he's going to get it, you know, because he's our number one enemy. You know, black Negroes and so-called Caucasians, East Edomites, they're never going to get along, man. You know, so all these other people that are not the 12 tribes, yes, they're gonna get it. Thus said the Lord God. What you got, King?
Khan is right though. So let's go back to Second Esdras chapter 6, right? And it says, man, this whole thing goes so crazy. But man, I'm gonna just go to it. It says, and the children of a year old shall speak their voices, the women with child shall bring forth untimely children of 3 or 4 months old, and they shall live and be raised up. Right? So and then what's so crazy, you do have that going on where you have women that are having children, you know what I'm saying, early, very early, you know, in their pregnancy, and it's still and the baby's still living, right? Because when you think about it, now they have these things, this things where they can incubate a child. They have incubators where they can still grow a child outside the womb, right? So this Bible is real, right? And it says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. So like that's going into your Walmarts, your Targets, your Piggly Wigglies, your Food Lions. There's gonna be a time where these places you're gonna go there and you're not gonna see your favorite food on the shelf no more. You're not gonna see your Frosted Flakes up there no more, or your whatever you're looking for, your bread, right? They're gonna be unsown, right? That's when that's talking about that famine, right? And it says the full storehouse shall suddenly be found empty. That's when people they're gonna be trying to people they're gonna have a lack of bread, right? That's the famine. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which in every man hear it, they shall suddenly they shall be suddenly afraid. We read on 24, we're gonna read it again. At that time, but it was something I want to get. No, I think it's in 5. Let me go back to 5. In correlation to what we're talking about. It says, yeah, the same thing we just read in we was reading in 24. We're gonna go back and we're gonna read it in 9. It says in 5 and 9, it says, salt water shall be found in the sweet, and all the friends shall destroy one another. Then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself in the secret chamber. It shall be salt of many, and yet not be found. Literally, it's the same language that's in Amos chapter 8 and verse 11, right? Literally the same language. Literally the same language. Like, I'm gonna just go to it again. So for those that you might not have known that, right? So Amos 8 and 11, it's the same language, right? That it's talking about when it says, and when it says, behold the days come, says the Lord God, that I will send a famine in the land, and not a famine of bread, nor of thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north, even from the east, they shall run to and fro and seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. Right? So people going to be seeking this truth, and they ain't gonna find it. They're gonna be seeking the breakdown. They're gonna try to find the YouTube. They're gonna try to get on Instagram and do all the different outlets that this truth is at. Imagine it's on TikTok, it's on IG, it's on Snapchat. You got brothers on Snapchat going in, Facebook. Dang, what's that thing that
You're basically all outs.
Yeah, all out. It's a Clubhouse. Ain't gonna be, Clubhouse, YouTube, all these things. All like I said, brother said, all out. The Lord is gonna shut all that down. He gonna shut all that down, right? And it says, and it's gonna be sought for many. Because see, what brothers doing right now, how we're telling our people, hey, you gotta come back to the Lord, you're an Israelite, you gotta repent, you know what I'm saying? Telling that famine coming, we telling that destruction coming, we telling that Babylon, America's gonna fall. We telling these people that. Now, a lot of people, they not listening. A lot of people not listening. A lot of people don't care. You know what I'm saying? But when that time comes, when that chaos, when that anarchy, when that famine, when those friends start destroying one another, that's when they're going to want to seek the Lord. Because then they're going to be like, dang, everything them brothers saying was true. But they're not going to find it. So what's going to happen when they don't find it? Then shall unrighteousness and incontinency be multiplied upon earth. So when they start searching for the truth and then they can't find it, that means it says wickedness is going to increase. It's going to increase because they're not going to be able to get the word, so they're just going to revert back to just being a wicked man. Right? This was going down. Right? Hold on, let me get that.
Hey, like the scripture says, how long ye simples when you love simplicity?
Let me get this. What's this? Whatever. Let me see. This precept. Let me get a precept. And if you have some, somebody just get this precept. This Ezekiel chapter 2, verse 5. Right? It says, and they, whether they whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall know that there have been a prophet among them. So eventually everybody's gonna know that, dang, them boys really, the Lord really told them to tell us this. These dudes really was prophets. If the prophets of old, they on the earth right now, they doing the same thing they were doing before. They shaking their hand. They prophesying against the nations. They telling our people that all hell is breaking loose. They tell them to come back, repent to the Lord. They doing the same thing they did the time before, right? And so, with that being said, the time is going to come, i.e., what we're reading here in Second Esdras, right? That they gonna realize what we were saying was right, but it's gonna be too late, right? And then that goes into what you read here. I'm gonna go to Second Esdras chapter 15, right? And not only that, but it lines up with this too. What we just read, I want to get this precept. Then I'm gonna go to Second Esdras, but that also lines up with this prophecy as well that Yahweh Shah said. It says, I'm gonna get it said, I'm gonna just read this right quick. It says, all this go hard. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, right? And shall kill you. Not only that, they're gonna want to take us out, take out the men of the Lord. And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray another, and shall hate one another. So the same thing, this is Yahweh Shah speaking, our king. Same thing he's saying right here. They was talking about it in Amos chapter 8. Then Esdras was talking about it in Second Esdras 5:9 and 6:24. So it's the same language, same thing, right? So it says, and many false prophets shall arise and shall deceive many, and because iniquity shall abound. Same thing we were just reading. How they said that unrighteousness shall get it again. It says what else that? Yeah, it said unrighteousness and look at that. You get a definition of this word right quick. Inconsonancy be applied, multiplied. So the same thing, that same thing, right? Okay, you get that. Let me get the definition of this word. But the same thing, like how Yahweh Shah was saying, oh no. Okay. I used to just gonna do this. But okay, whatever. All right, so it says lack of self-restraint. That's what I want to get. That's the definition I want to get. It says lack of self-restraint, right? Let me get another. All right, so it says, if I can get it. Let me see how I was. Let me see. Okay, can I get a definition though? I want to get some. I'm looking for the definition, but I want to get some similes and things like that. Sometimes they put similes inside them, but it's not showing like I want it to. But see, right now they just going into it's going into urine, but that's not what we talk. What is used in the scriptures, right? All right, let's get that. This right quick, it's better right here. It says incontinence definition Bible says the lack of self-control is term used in the Bible to describe the failure to observe the mode reason of one desire. It can refer to unchastity, excess, self-indulgence in various matters, right? So the point is, people, they're going to lack self-control, restraint, right? Oh, I don't know if I want to show them. They're going to lack self-control and restraint, right? Unrighteousness. So imagine somebody, a wicked person with no self-control. Well, imagine what they're going to do, right? Imagine what somebody's going to do. They don't have any self-control, right? So that's what's going to be going down, right? You're going to have a lot of things going on during this time. And these are the times, these are times that's ahead of us. These are the times that's to come, right? Shoot. Right. Let me see. I want to keep going. Well, we gotta get her close out. And Salah King, you had something, my bad. But I want to just I want to get like an understanding so everybody can know, like, you know, when we talk about, you know, global war and things like that going down and this country falling apart, we got to understand that all these things correlates with the family of the word, you know what I'm saying, the men of the Lord being prosecuted, all these things, because all these things must come to pass before Yahweh Shah comes, right? But when you see all these things going, when we talk about that, just understand the times that you're living in. Understand that this is the kind of language that the prophets and men of old was talking about when relating to or talking about the end times. So we truly are in the last days. You know what I mean? But you got it, King. You have any closing precepts?
Let me get let's see. There's so much you can go into, man. Let me just get a basic one. Let me get Ecclesiastes 12 and 13, man.
Say what now?
Let me get Ecclesiastes 12 and 13.
Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Classic. Says Ecclesiastes 12:13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man.
So it ain't nothing to it. You know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is keep the faith in who they call ignorantly Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. And guess what? You gotta keep the commandments also, man. Fear the Most High and keep His commandments. That's the only reason why you were created. That's the only reason why. But you got the king.
Con. I think I'm gonna switch up my you know I usually go my when I go, so
Classic, yeah.
I'm gonna go to this one right here though. I'll read the very next verse.
Okay.
Ecclesiastes 12:14. For God shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. So with that being said, the Lord is going to bring forth every work. So what works do you want to be judged by? Do you want to be judged because you did something wicked? Or do you be judged because you did something righteous? Right? That's the kind of, you got to think about that. If every work is going to be judged, if he's going to put every work into judgment, well, put forth as much righteous works as you can. Before you, because you know, again, you never know your last breath gonna be. You know what I'm saying? So put forth as much righteous works as you can. Because if you put forth a whole bunch of evil works, that's what you're gonna receive, evil. So we're hoping that by us putting forth righteous works, Lord willing, the Lord have mercy on us, right? And save us from the day of judgment. Right? I mean, that's when I say save us from the day of judgment, as in save us from destruction. We gotta deal with their judgment, but we just don't want to be destroyed. Because you got everybody gonna get judged, but you just don't want to be destroyed. You know what I'm saying? But with that, I yield. But with that, I want to give our the brother said something about MySpace. I ain't know brothers on MySpace getting it in.
They still got MySpace?
Yeah, I guess so.
Do you think they still had that?
But with that, man, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Lord willing, that was edifying. Shalom.
Shalom.
Kwame Shalom.
Kwame Yisrael.